Arise and shine. It's the seventh day in the month of December 2022. You're welcome to the Break of Dawn review on 32 FM 94.9. My name is DENIKE Ademoago.
Good morning to you, dear listener. I am OLUTAYO, and it's good to be here. I have Premium Times here, Daily Trust newspaper, The Guardian, and hoping to get one more, maybe Daily Times.
I'm going to be touching The Punch, The Daily Post, The Vanguard. The Punch this morning, diaspora Nigerians sue INEC cover poll. Train attack victims demand federal government compensation. Queues grow. Ex-depot price hits 235 naira per litre. Just by the logo of the Punch, you find Nigeria, others facing huge debt crisis, says World Bank. And you can also find on the major story, New Naira, customers, companies panic as CBN slashes withdrawal limits. There are writers to that says over-the-counter weekly withdrawals, 100,000 for individuals, 500,000 for firms. POS terminal operators plan nationwide protest, says policy will kill business. Practical situation on the ground doesn't support this policy, SMEs, bank customers. Just moving away from that story, Lagos okays hijab for schools. PFN preaches peace. To the red corner of the Punch, soldier with fibroid tortured for attempting to resign. And finally, federal government sets up panel to probe oil theft.
Let's take a look at Daily Trust newspaper. Tinubu explains source of wealth, accuses critics of envy. Some more from Daily Trust. Election now difficult to rig in Nigeria. Men to get beaten up in marriages. That's okay. Another one here. Morocco knock Spain out of World Cup on penalties. Argentina's quiet man Alvarez can hurt Dutch. Let's see. CBN limits withdrawal from banks to 100,000 naira per week, 20,000 naira daily through POS. National Sports Festival. Imo boxer slums dies inside ring. Terrorist wives commanders killed in Boko Haram ISWAP clashes. Another one here from Daily Trust before we go to another paper. From the business, don't come to my house, Plateau Rec wants candidate, and DSS did not interrogate CJI and Supreme Court.
Moving to the Vanguard, court remands 3 for alleged murder in Rivers. We can also find Democrats capture Senate seat with Warnock's victory in Georgia runoff. Federal roads are death traps, findings. And you can also find bandits strike in Abuja, kidnap core member, 7 others in Kubwa. World Cup 2022, Ronaldo's reaction to stunning Ramos goal against Switzerland. Abandon newborn, face 6-month jail term, reps bill proposes. 2023 elections, Nigerians in diaspora sue Buhari, INEC. Police probe sale of human organs by 2 teenagers. Father demands 20 million naira compensation. CBN limits cash withdrawals to 100,000 naira weekly. Customs intercept 73 trucks of foreign rice, other contrabands worth 4.9 billion naira in Ogun. 2 more stories from the Vanguard, and we move to another paper. Quackery, Sanwo-Olu seeks stakeholder support to sanitize building sector. And finally, on the Vanguard this morning, you will find EFCC arrests 19-year-old for defrauding British citizen of £450,000.
From Premium Times, CBN limits cash withdrawals to 100,000 naira weekly. Gunmen attack police checkpoint in Ebonyi, kill officer. Liberate yourselves. Vote out APC. Atiku tells Lagosians. Months to 10 expiration. Federal government to build new medical center in Buhari's hometown. 25 million Nigerians to face food crisis by August 2023. FAO. Okay, still from there. Let's see. Okay. Not so much from Premium Times. We go to another paper.
The Daily Post this morning, abducted Benue commissioner regains freedom. Qatar 2022 World Cup, Portugal coach benches Ronaldo for Switzerland clash. Wike Supreme Court dismisses alleged DSS interrogation of CGN. Blackout in Abuja as truck rams into TCN transmission tower. Reverse your decision to stop Lagos Calabar rails, reps tell federal government. Anambra government urges indigents to shun IPOB's sit at home. 2023 relief for Adamawa APC as Ribadu withdraws Cuba seat. Qatar 2022 Morocco to fly Africa's flag in World Cup quarter-final. Ogun Customs impounds 73 trucks of smuggled rice in 11 months. Troops neutralize bandits in Giwa local government area. Kaduna government. Federal government takes decisive step on plastic waste management. Anambra Assembly passes 2023 budget of 259.9 billion naira. And two more stories, and we move to another paper. Buhari bags Guinea-Bissau's highest honor. And finally, on the Daily Post, you'll find reps more criminalizing abandonment of newborn babies. Offenders risk 6-month jail.
And from the Guardian newspaper, Nigeria to spend 160% of revenue on debt service in 2027. World Bank warns the federal government moves to recover export pipelines as oil production hits 1.5 million barrels per day. Invisible challenge. NCC wants TikTok users on information stealing malware. Chatham House, Tinubu tired, should take deserved rest, says Atiku's aide. Do we have more from The Guardian? How Nigeria-Vietnamese partnership can yield benefit by Oshibajo Ogun. Police nab 3 motorcycle robbers. And VC tasks federal government on regulation of varsity education. We take our first commercial break. We'll be back.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Christ Mercy International Church presents 21 days powerful revival. Níbi tí Ọlọ́run ti ṣetán láti lo àwọn òjíṣẹ́ rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àkórí tọdún yìí. Igi gbígbẹ́ léyìí. Ògì gbígbẹ́nu ayé wa ni ó yè láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Tí yóò sì máa wáyé ní gbogbo aago 5 di aago 8 àṣálẹ́ ọjọ́ kọ̀ọ̀kan. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 1st of December to 21st of December nínú ọdún tá a wà yìí. Prophet Mayowa Moses Fèyíjì àti ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìránṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run bíi Prophet Olúfẹ́mi Òní, Prophet Paul Adémodì, Apostle Olúwaṣẹ́gun Olúwaṣọgbọ́n, Prophet Adesoji Ọ̀nàbànjọ, Apostle Elijah Olúṣọlá, Prophet Augustine Ogena, Prophet Paul Arule Jésù, Prophet Ṣẹ́gun George, Prophet Samuel Olúdáre, tó fi mọ́ Prophet Isaac Yàyíọlá, pẹ̀lú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ olórin ẹ̀mí bíi Akíntúndé Elijah Ọlọ́run ò sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, Ẹnìtàn Olúṣẹ́gun Bámidélé EOB, Bose Super àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbogbo nínú gbọ̀ngàn àjọ wa tó wà ní number 35 Adamaleko Street beside Butterlight Bread, Ìmọ̀lẹ́ Fálàfíà Òkè Àdó Ìbàdàn. 08077309381. Jésù dúdì yóò. Shalom.
Ǹjẹ́ ti gbọ́ Waka Now Travel Fest ti padà dé bíbà. Nínú gbogbo oṣù November ni bẹ̀bẹ̀ yóò máa lọ. Wá jẹ́ gbádùn àwọn ìdúnàdúrà tí kò lẹ́gbẹ́ fún àwọn arìnrìn-àjò lórí owó ọkọ̀ òfurufú, ilé ìtura, visa àti àwọn ìpèsè fún ìsinmi. Kàn sí www.wakanow.com báyìí láti kópa nínú àwọn àrígbádùn tó jọjú wọ̀nyí, tàbí kó ṣàbẹ̀wò sí àwọn ojúde ìrìn-àjò wa ní Bond Mall, Ventura Mall àti Base One Plaza, Ring Road, Ìbàdàn. Gbangba ti dẹkùn. Waka Now. Gbégbégbé. Gbéra.
Wow! Knowing you're running on is one thing, going for it is another. That is why you're enjoined not to settle for less when you can actually win big and flex as you like on VetsWGB.com. Oh yes, VetsWGB.com is a win-win platform that puts smile on your face whenever you bet on it. Repackaged and renewed for unlimited market options, highest odds, unmatched accumulated bonus, beautiful event selection, unbeatable in-play cash out, simplified access, fantastic user interface with an array of products like sports bets, slot, virtual soccer, roulette, lucky balls, and lots more, alongside mouth-watering bonuses. See what I mean? VetsWGB.com is still the wise choice.
On my way, I get one question for you. Sure you know say better sleep they improve how you dey live. Oh. If you rest for better phone like Mukafo, you go enjoy your life, oh. You go battle yourself, oh. For play or for work, Mukafo. Now we then they want, oh. Quality guarantee, Mukafo. Satisfaction and shout, oh. Medical endorsement, we get them, we don't pay they talk of rest, yo. If you want value for your money, now Muka for me, yo.
Muka, adding comfort to life since 1959.
Oto, ṣé mo ṣe dáadáa?
Ìyá mi ẹ ṣe dáadáa. Èmi náà fẹ́ di eléré orí ìtàgé bíi ti yín.
Ọmọ mi ní ẹ̀bùn ọpọlọ. Torí ẹ̀ ni mo ṣe máa ń tì lẹ́yìn nípa mímú lọ wo àpéjọ àwọn òṣèré.
Ọmọ yín gbìyànjú.
Mo máa ń ràn lọ́wọ́ lórí àkọ́wò rẹ̀.
Ẹ forí balẹ̀ fún ìdá mi.
Òkàrè, Twisco ni mo máa ń fún un. Kára ẹ̀ lè jí pépé.
Màámi, wọ́n ti mú mi fẹ́rẹ́ náà.
Àsìkò tèmi náà rèé láti fi yangàn fún àwọn ọmọ rẹ ní Twisco láti ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn èròǹgbà wọn. Twisco fún un lágbára láti mẹ́rù ọkàn rẹ̀ ṣẹ.
Ọ̀dà mi mọ́gò. Jẹ́ kí n rógolo. Má jẹ jìyà bí aláìní ọ. Jẹ́ kí n rógolo.
Ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí gángan ni o. Ìsọjí iṣẹ́ agbára Ọlọ́run. Ọlọ́jọ́ mẹ́sàn-án tó máa bẹ̀rẹ̀. Adámímógó Global Convention. Ọjọ́ ayọ̀ ti 2022. Nínú pàgọ́ ìlà tó ti máa dẹ́díkéètì ẹ̀. Adámímógó Jesus City. Ọlọ́run tó pe wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adámímógó. Ó fẹ́ tú gbogbo èèyàn lẹ́nu convention eléyìí. Pẹ̀lú àkòrí Absolute Deliverance. Ọjọ́ Friday gẹ́gẹ́ November 25. Di Sunday 4th December. Ní Ọlọ́run Ayọ̀ Babalọ́lá ti máa tú àwọn èèyàn sílẹ̀. Nípasẹ̀ ìpè ọ̀pọ̀ wòlíì májẹ̀mú. Àwọn olórin ẹ̀mí Bísí Aláwìyé Àlùkò. Bùkọ́lá Akí Adéṣẹ́wọlẹ́jẹ́. Esther Ìgbẹ́kẹ̀lé. Ìlàjà Akíntúndé Ọlọ́run Sọ́bẹ̀. Adéyínká Aláṣeyọrí. Pásítọ̀ Ẹ̀sùn Ọládélé CAC President. Wòlíì Sáàmù Olúwalú Adámímógó. Wọ́n á máa pàṣẹ ìtúsílẹ̀. Àǹfààní one-on-one counseling tó máa wà. Látọjọ́ Friday 25. Di Sunday 4th December. Ní Adámímógó Jesus City. Ìbẹ̀jú Lẹ́kí Ẹ̀pẹ́ Expressway. Ìlàmìjà Village. Aláró City nílùú Èkó.
FM 94.9 Breakdown Newspaper Review. I'm OLUTAYO Ogunade.
And I am Adenike Ademuwago. Still on the Punch this morning, we'll find why 2 airlines dominate domestic market. This is coming from the NCAA. And away from that, federal government shouldn't abandon narrow gauge. This is coming from the union president. Fintech firm's boss gets recognition. Nigeria's oil production climbs to 1.6 million barrels. Crude theft affects all architecture that funds the country. Investment firm decries funding gap for women-led businesses. Most diseases are preventable. Healthcare is a part of life that is not subject to individual preference. And I'll take 2 more stories. 2023, why Sanwo-Olu may have a smooth sail. And finally, Enugu PDP government candidate pledges to review laws.
Okay, we take our first story here from the Guardian newspaper. Austin will join us in a bit. And it's on the new Naira redesign. CBN places limit on cash withdrawal. The Central Bank of Nigeria has placed limits on over-the-counter cash withdrawals, automated teller machine withdrawals, and point-of-sale POS withdrawals. CBN's Director of Banking Supervision, Haruna Mustafa, in a statement on Tuesday, directed that over-the-counter cash withdrawals by individuals and corporate entities should not exceed 100,000 naira and 500,000 naira, respectively, per week. Austin joins us, and of course, he'll help us shed some light to some of the stories. Good morning to you, Austin Idumo.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Adenike, good morning.
Good morning. So we start from the story that he just picked on. A lot of our online platforms are unreliable. I mean, that was the biggest story yesterday with a lot of people wailing online. A lot of our online platforms are unreliable with regards to e-transaction. I remember that even I still have some pending transactions here and there that is still unresolved at the bank. And then I'm not the only one. There's also serious network security risk in Nigeria where people find their money being swooped out of their account for one reason or another. So people prefer to keep their monies in maybe, I don't know, wherever it is. So how are these not worries enough to disallow us from embracing the benefits of this, or would I say the advancement of that which this development will bring?
Yes, it's a good one, that policy initiative from the CBN. Rome is not built in a day. So we learn in the process. We can't say a policy will not work without test running such a policy. So if you look at this initiative, I remember vividly before Soludo left office, this was also part of his agenda at that time, trying to ensure that 200 naira denomination becomes the highest denomination in the land. If we look at this policy very well, you discover that it will help to boost the economy of the country. I did say, I think about a few weeks ago, that this CBN policy of Naira redesign is a way of deploying monetary policy to take charge of currency management in the country. And one of the ways by which our currency can be properly managed is to ensure that through policy intervention, CBN redirects the people to the usage of lower denomination in the country. You discover that lower denomination currency are almost worthless and useless in Nigeria today. Somebody tweeted from the UK yesterday that it took him how many years before he could spend £50 as a whole. Those people that travel out of the country, when they are going to the US, the UK, they go to the bank to change money into lower denomination. The usage and the spending of lower denomination as a way of strengthening a local economy and giving value to local currency. So for this policy to the CBN, I said thumbs up. That's the truth. See, whether electronic transfer will fail, all of this will fail, let us test run the process. If it becomes uniform and CBN can regulate the bank properly, and there is nowhere, no bank that any customer can run to, it gradually will get used to it. DENIKE, the volume of cash in circulation is too much in Nigeria.
But
people
how does
keep
this
cash at home?
Exactly. So because this particular move is effective in January 9 of 2023.
Yes.
So if I don't want to do all of this, so be a part of this new transaction, I can take my money out, keep it in my house, and then be doing my thing.
See, the volume for withdrawal limit per day is 20,000.
That's why I can keep my money in my house.
So know the number of days it will take you to withdraw 20,000 per day in 10 million or 20 million. It's a good policy that will work. Don't forget, it is not a policy by fiat. There is already an exception that this is the limit allowable by policy. If you wish to go above the limit, for individual, you will pay a service charge of 5%. For corporate, you pay a service charge of 10%. The implication of that is that I can decide to go to the bank and say that 100,000 limit per week, to hell with that policy. I want to withdraw 10 million naira at a swap. This is the charge, and you are ready to pay, you are good to go. But the truth of the matter is that the volume of higher denomination in circulation in Nigeria is too arbitrary, and it is not good for our economy. In the US, for example, if you are found with a 1,000 naira denomination, you could be prosecuted. Not as if they don't have higher denomination, but they reserve those higher denomination for specific purpose, not for everyday trading within their local market. That's the truth.
So I have a feedback here. A gentleman said most public tertiary hospitals in Nigeria do not accept bank transfers or POS for payment of services. So if one is to pay for a procedure of about 120,000 naira, what will happen?
See, Tayo, they don't accept because there's no policy of such in place. I said the other time, if we have this policy and you and I know that there's no shortcut about it, nowhere to run to, we will do our things the way it is according to the law. Nobody says you cannot make transfer. You can still transfer 10 million, you can still transfer 20 million if you love it, if you want to carry out transaction. Somebody talks about those in the rural community.
Right, the unbanked population.
The unbanked population. Don't forget, CBN before now came up with financial inclusion policy.
Right.
Substantially to about 60%, that has achieved result. We still have a large number of unbanked population within the economy. I said the other time in my opening that Rome was never built in a day. We started gradual process. The other day I read the news. The umbrella body of Cattle Breeders Association, the INT'L, they were begging the CBN that they should extend the deadline because they have money in the bush. Why are you keeping money in the forest? Why are you keeping money in the bush? We should redirect our people back into the local economy by way of CBN intervention. That was what CBN wanted to achieve with the Naira redesign. Over 3 trillion Naira in circulation, over 2 trillion Naira after that amount. Over 80%
so why
of
are
that
the
amount
POS
is in the hand of the wrong people.
operators complaining about this new policy?
See,
that will affect their own business.
This is a policy direction that the CBN that the federal government has just brought up through the Central Bank of Nigeria, an agency of government, the government bank that is responsible for monetary interventions. See, there is no way it will not affect some businesses. Let's take note of that. But within a short period of time, we will all adjust. I want to see ATM dispensing 200 naira. I would love that so much. You know, this idea of higher denomination reproduction in the land is causing a lot of havoc against the economy of the country. That is what we are talking about. Look at politicians, for example. Politicians don't transfer. When they want to steal money, they don't make transfer because they want
that
to.
Way you can trace it. You can trace them.
You can trace transfer. So they go about in Ghana must goes large volume of cash. So let me see how an individual, a government employee, will be able to steal 10 million, 5 million raw cash. Look at the level of revelation that was what was discovered in the home of former Accountant General of the Federation. Raw cash, millions, hundreds of millions in raw cash. This can only happen in the Nigeria economy. I think the government is gradually finding its feet as far as
it isn't as if Emefiele is trying to hit back at those who oppose this political aspiration. You know, the mind, human mind, people have been saying a lot of things. You don't want to even believe some of the things you hear around. So you're saying this policy, if we allow it to work,
it
will
pay
help us at the end of the day.
Our local economy. It has huge long-run benefit. Emefiele was wrong to have contested for the office to have vindicated or aspire to contest for a political party primary. We condemn him on that. But when it comes to this particular policy, I think we should allow the government to use this policy to control our economy, stabilize the naira, stabilize the economy, and let us regain our economy.
So those who even rob people at ATM gunpoint,
that will reduce a lot of things. A lot of things will fall in line. So let us not just look at it from a narrow angle to want to cast aspersion and conclude by fear that it cannot work. I don't want to belong to that school of thought.
Okay. Moving to the Punch, diaspora Nigerians sue INEC over polls. Now, they are saying Nigerians living in the United Kingdom and various parts of the world who have attained voting age are calling out the president and the INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission. They are saying that they also have the right to be a part of the electoral process come 2023.
Yes, I so much share the sentiment that they have a right as part of their fundamental human right to be part of the electoral process in the country. Because we also have a large population of those who reside outside the shores of the country. However, I think 2023 will be too premature to actually inculcate them into the system. That's the truth of the matter. In as much as that is becoming very expedient, I think so seriously that we still need more time to be able to achieve that. Before we can do that substantially, let's first of all test run the 2023 election by way of electronic transmission. If we are able to do that, see, let's look at electronic voting. Electronic voting can successfully work or will have successfully worked in Nigeria. That is point one. Then we talk about diaspora voting. The diasporans cannot vote by physical casting of the ballots. They have to vote electronically. So the point I'm making is that let us first of all substantially achieve the issue of electronic voting at home. And one of the ways by which that can be done is what INEC has put in place by way of beavers. It has to be authenticated before you can cast your vote. A way of electronic transmission where a vote is being cast is being automatically collated without human interference at that level. And at the end of the day, whether they had it up or not, you have already know the winner of such an election. So the point is that for diaspora voting to take place, we must first of all ensure that electronic voting becomes effective. So I share in their sentiment. Let them give us little time at home. Perhaps the next cycle of national election, we could be talking about that. But for 2023, let them take INEC and the president to court. I feel so strongly that it may not work.
Let's talk about the story from the Daily Post. Vote APC or we deal with you. Reps Majority Leader Dogowa threatens constituents. I don't know if you saw this video.
Yes, I saw it.
And Sheil Sonny said that he took to his verified handle to say that this man should take his statement back. And I'm asking that, is it enough to take his statement back, or should this man be interrogated?
Of course, I wanted to say in the Senate crime, he could be interrogated and be prosecuted. But, this can't even happen in the first instance over there. This is a very reckless statement and a sensitive statement, a statement that can incite the members of the public, which means that those in position of power, they know that they have failed the people. If not that you have failed the people, do you need to threaten the people to vote for you? This can only happen in the country and under this dispensation for that matter. Threatening people to come and vote for you. You should even be able to say that based on our achievement, come and vote for us. So you know that you have not done well. You have not been fair to the people. That is why you resort to self-help by thinking that if you threaten them, they can be stampeded to come and cast their vote for you. So statements like this should be investigated. I think this particular lawmaker should be brought to justice. Let him be investigated. Why do you have to threaten the people?
I'm not holding brief for the Goa, but you know this guy.
Yes, I know him.
You know this man
very well.
I mean, he's always providing comic relief because maybe he feels that the atmosphere is so charged. I'm not holding brief for him, but of course the Goa. Yes. He's the same man with the many wives and children.
Yes, many wives and children, and he's proud about it. Telling us that he will still do more.
That is not a crime, though, but the way he goes about it, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, I think people like this should be called to order. That's the truth.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. You don't have to cajole the people or threaten the people to be able to get their mandate. It suffices to basically say that you have not done well in office. He has been a member of the House of Rep for a very long time. So which means that even in his constituent, he knows that, yes, these people, they are not going to vote for him. That is why they are not going to vote for him. One, they are not going to vote for his party. Perhaps the party is becoming very unpopular in that area, that you can now boast and threaten the people to vote for you, or you did decisively with them. The area of dealing with them is the aspect of threats that the DSS and other security operatives are to come in. Because when you threaten somebody, such persons could be kidnapped in the process. Mayhem could be unleashed on them. That is the area that security operative
they could have plans to distort the electoral process.
Yes, that is where security operative had to come in. I hope DSS will handle this issue. It is not just enough for DSS to go after persons that insult those in power or their wives or what have you. Let them also go after such people. Why do you have to threaten the people? Of course, voting is by choice. Voting is by right, and it's also by choice. You don't have to threaten
We're counting
people.
down to the elections. Do you, from what you see or notice around, does it look like Nigerians are really ready for any meaningful change as we get into 2023, or we just need picking on things that are not,
We just need to fill the vacuum. That is what I feel.
We need to fill the vacuum?
Yes.
How do you mean?
Because there shouldn't be vacuum in government.
Right.
And the president has said handing over date is sacrosanct. So whether we like it or not, May 29, 2023, the president had to go. By February 14, another president had to be returned elected.
So you're saying you're not expecting any change? Or
See, Tayo, from the caliber of people on ground, the front runners, we are not. See, look at what they do, even in their closet. I saw the celebration for Chatham outing yesterday. It is becoming very ridiculous. It's becoming laughable. Somebody told me, I said, are these the type of leaders we are expecting come 2023? The frontliners, the three leading candidates. If you had Kwankwaso making 4, what do they have to offer? That's the truth. What do they have to offer 2023? We are not even talking about the main issue. We are talking about the character. Oh, they have done this, they have done that, making mistakes here and there, and what have you. So I don't. Some people. I think a party said they are going to rescue the country. I don't.
That's what I wanted to say. That Nigerians are expecting a messiah. So you're telling us that we shouldn't expect a messiah.
From the caliber of people that are the front runner, we are not expecting messiah. Don't also forget, messiah cannot fall from heaven. Don't also forget too, what God has empowered you to do, He may not do for you again. So that's the truth. So from this category of people, we know them, we know their antecedents. We are not expecting a messiah. Is it in the opposition party? Is it those that are aligning themselves with another candidate when they know that by way of social justice, equity, and fair play, power should go to the other side of the country? Are these the messiah? Those who cannot even ensure that justice is done, even within their local setting? Are these the messiah? Or those who are not yet elected, who delegate power to ministers to be answering questions when you are on the live seat, when in fact it is not this individual that are asking questions? You know, something caught my attention on the issue of security when the presidential candidate of the APC at Chatham House was asked on the issue of security. He had to direct it to El-Rufai. In 2021 alone, over 1,000 people died needlessly. Those who were not supposed to die in Kaduna alone.
Has he been able to solve it?
Has he been able to solve it?
Now?
And you are directing security question to such a fellow
we need to go on another
at
break.
an international stage, and we say we are ready for a positive change? Far from it.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Bring out your biggest ideas in the metaverse. Get creative in augmented reality. Dress up your avatar and turn your art into an NFT. Naija, come flex first in the metaverse with Meta Technologies. Go to meta.com to discover how.
God bless Nigeria. Live, work, and study in Canada, United Kingdom, Ireland, Cyprus, South Africa, and India. Become a permanent resident of Canada. Best country to live. Work in the United Kingdom as a skilled worker, a health worker, a caregiver, and enjoy a family life in the UK. Start your 2023 migration travel and tour plan now through NTT Go Abroad. Register for your visa process now at nttgoabroad.com and NTT Go Abroad app with 50% discount at Online Dynamics Limited, 4th floor, Cocoa House, Dugbe, Ibadan, and Stallion Hillside, Jericho, Ibadan, and collect your Christmas gifts instantly. Migration, travels, and tours. NTT Go Abroad. Integrity, expertise, and experience. 0810-273-8145. NTT Go Abroad. Powered by Online Dynamics Limited. Registration closes December 16th.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Christmas time is tasty time with Mama Dog all the way. What a tasty meal to share with family and friends. Oh, Mama Dog, Mama Dog, Mama Dog all the way. So have yourself a nourishing Christmas with Mama Dog tasty meal.
Ho, ho, ho! Have a deliciously nourishing Christmas with Mama Dog.
Mama Dog, Mama Dog, Mama Dog, Mama Dog all the way. So have yourself a nourishing Christmas with Mama Dog tasty range.
ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi àwọn olóṣèlú yìí mà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìpolongo ìbò wọn ṣáwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè nàìjíríà rere náà wà á dákẹ́ ni àbí àṣà nílò olórí tí ó ṣe dáadáa wọ́n sì ní ìrọ̀rùn igi òun ní ìrọ̀rùn ẹyẹ bí gbogbo ẹ̀ bá wá rọ̀ṣọ̀mù ṣebí yóò jọ pé gbogbo wa ni báwọn olóṣèlú bá wá ń polongo ń tiwọn káwa náà sì máa ṣe tiwa kí tí àwọn èèyàn wa má bàa dí sí bó ṣe ń lọ bá a bá dákẹ́ àwọn èèyàn wọn yóò jẹ́ wa mọ́ yé o ẹ̀ wá gbọ́ o bọ́wọ́ eku bá ṣe mọ́ ẹni yóò fi nujú o àwa náà lè ṣe ìpolongo ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ tiwa lówó pọ́ọ́kú tí ò ga jara lọ yálà gẹ́gẹ́ bí iléeṣẹ́ tàbí orí òjòrí lórí 32 FM 94.9 bá a bá ti pe Arámidé sórí 07044263290 tá a sọ fún un pé a fẹ́ ṣonígbọ̀wọ́ ìpolongo ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ olówó péréte àwa náà ti kópa tiwa nù Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè ó sì fún wa ṣe.
Dabbo na the first and ogbonge herbal toothpaste. E get ingredients like lemon, mint, ginger, and basil wey dey make our teeth kakaraka.
Madam Rose, na true you talk o. Dabbo na the cocoa herbal punch wey get plenty natural herbs. Dabbo, the cocoa choice for my family.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Welcome back from the commercial break. 32 FM 94.9. The lines are blazing already. We just open it. 009 7949 0809 7949 0705 5949 and 0906 200949.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Your name?
Yeah, my name is Benga Mario, calling from Apata.
Please go on.
Hello.
Make your point, Benga. Turn down the volume on your radio, bro.
This morning, the good Lord will bless me in Jesus' name. I like the way you analyze the issue this morning. Somebody, an L5, that could not even take up security in his state. Now he's not talking at such a mouth, trying to talk about security of your country. This is craziness. Like Austin said, that the person that is going to take up to the line in this country, we have not yet found the person. That is it, and that is my fear. Out of the 4 candidates, for now, I don't know who among them can lead us to the promised land. I just feel that the heaven will help us in this country.
Amen. Thank you. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
This is Olufemi from Oyo. Now, this is what I've been saying, that Nigerians don't know what we want. People will be defending the indefensible. All these leaders of the presidential candidates, in fact, none of them is qualified to be voted for. Is it that we have seen what Tinubu is in, or the article that is the only seller of the Meccano, people that will not allow power to work. Now, but the problem is, if we don't, anybody that cannot give us money, we are not ready to vote for them. Let's cancel these people. So what is there? But like I used to say, even if Professor Wale Soyinka bought this presidential form, because he will not give money, people will not vote. Let's continue and be talking about there is no platform. God is there. Finally, on the issue of cashless policy, sir, now I want the central bank to now begin to monitor the people that will be using the application to create fake alerts or the bank logo.
All right.
Because that's another problem.
You're right.
They will send alerts, the money will not get to the people's account, and the people will receive alerts. All these things should be checked, and banks will be able to trace the people that send fake alerts without giving stress to the people
Thank you, Olufemi from Oyo.
the money.
Thank you.
Because if the rich people, now, if that thing happen to rich people, they will do it for them within a 2 hours.
Thank you, Olufemi from Oyo. Your point is made. Let's take another caller. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Hello. Yeah, this is Olu from Ilele. Yeah, Austin. Good morning, sir. I pray God will bless you for your analysis on this issue of money. That is the newly designed and the policy of the federal of the CBN. You see, I don't know what we want in this country. We approbate and reprobate at the same time. Now we are talking of transferring election results by air, and we are saying that is good. But when they talk of transferring of money, we say the services are bad. This is something you have not tried at all. You are condemning. Now, you say, if they carry somebody, how will he pay? Do you pray that you be carried? Somebody say they do it to hurt their opponent so that they will not get it to buy election. Do you want them to continue to buy it? You see, we just have problem in this country. And the issue of the charter house and employing somebody who has not been elected or something like, we should understand that no matter how catholically you must have read, you cannot answer every question. That is why it is always said that the world is full of educated illiterate.
Okay.
009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Let's take some comments on Facebook.
Tolokwadeyemi says, good morning, brilliant crew. It's like APC-led federal government is just bent on inflicting more suffering on the average Nigerians because this new CBN policy on cash limits is not good at this critical time in the country because our financial institution is not strong enough to accommodate this new policy. And this will also affect small-scale businesses as well, since many of them use POS operators. It's quite long. This will worsen the situation in the country because we might have parallel market for money transfer again, which is not good for a nation like ours. I can't take everything, it's really long. Omotayo Oluwarotimi says, I think the policy is misdirected and is more political than makes economic sense. It is harebrained policy. All right, thank you so much, Omotayo, for that one. We have a call. We'll just take a call real quick.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Your name?
Yeah, this is Michael calling from Malakia.
All right, make your point, Michael.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to talk about
Hello, Mike, are you there? Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Balkis Onodio from Ibadan. First of all, I want Nigerians to know that whoever is going to praise President Muhammadu Buhari is going to face the Herculean task. Judging by all the sectors, is going to leave in 2023. Then when I look at the presidential candidates, how many of them have talked about our refineries or the health sector? Now let's go to the refineries. The ruling party said the refinery in Port Harcourt will start working by December. Today is 7th December 2022, and nothing has come from that promise. I don't know if any one of you has visited any of the refineries in Nigeria. That one in Port Harcourt is moribund, or if there is a worse adjective than moribund. And they have spent millions on turnaround maintenance on a refinery that may not be fruitful. I don't want to be a pessimist. So I think these presidential aspirants, we should ask them logical questions.